Unhealthy hair is hair that feels rough, dry, and brittle. It doesn't stretch or bounce and has a dull appearance with many tangles and knots. Why is this important and how does it affect your hair journey? Unhealthy hair grows at a slower rate than healthy hair. It goes through a lot of hair breakage and shedding. It could be a sign of an unhealthy body. It is stressful to manage. How to test for unhealthy hair? The test will vary depending on which hair component, since hair is composed of ends, edges, density, elasticity, etc. We have covered all of these components in our previous hair assessment posts. Signs that your hair is unhealthy. Split ends, dull, plain, and boring appearance. Healthy hair has a natural shine to it because healthy cuticles better reflect light since the scales lie smoothly near the hair shaft. A rough, dry, brittle feel, stringy, straight ends, and a loose scalp pattern is a result of a negative texture change and is a sign of unhealthy hair. Run your fingers through your hair and observe your hair using a mirror to check for this sign. Check for hair loss through thinning, shedding, and breakage. Hair shedding is part of the hair's natural growth cycle. Shed hairs will typically match the length of your curls and coils. Damaged strands break off at the weakest point in the hair shaft and typically vary in length. If there are parts of your hair that are shorter than others, then chances are that it is hair breakage. Check the hair left on your hair brushes and combs, feel the hair strand from top to bottom, and if you feel a bulb at the end of the hair strand, then it is just natural hair shedding. But if there is no bulb, then it is most probably hair breakage. Extreme frizz, especially on your ends, extreme high porosity, it tangles a lot and quite easily. If you're constantly wrestling with your hair or find that your curls and coils are tangling almost right after you've just detangled them using the right products and tools, you have unhealthy hair. Dry and damaged strands create more friction and hold on to each other more easily. This is because the cuticle is lifted, making it harder for each of the individual strands to slide past each other when detangling or combing. Overly dry hair, which is evident after conditioning. If your hair still feels the same and lacks shine, then it is unhealthy. Bumpy strands of hair. Take a strand of your hair. If it feels bumpy all the way down, you have quite a number of single strand knots. The bumpiness that you feel could also be caused by gaps in the hair strand due to damage. You can get this type of damage from over manipulation. This damage slows down growth and can even prevent hair from growing. You can't fix single strand knots, but you can prevent the occurrence. Your regular routine isn't working. Healthy and unhealthy damaged curls and coils have different needs. Healthy hair routines are more focused on maintenance and growth, while unhealthy hair routines are focused on repair. It can be as simple as switching up how often you deep condition. Typically, you only need to deep condition once or twice a month, but if you're trying to recover from damage, you should do so at least once a week. Unmanageable hair. If your hair was previously easy to style and take care of, and you find that your hair is having a harder time holding a style, then your hair is probably unhealthy. Lacks elasticity. No snapbacks when the hair is pulled is a sign of unhealthy hair. Healthy hair can be pulled without causing damage to itself and bounce back to its original curl or coil. Your hair needs a good protein moisture balance for it to be bouncy. Color fade or hyperabsorption. Damaged hair is more porous, thus resulting in problems when chemically coloring hair. The dye absorbs too much into the hair, giving it a darker color than was intended, and the hair color fades faster since the excess porousness of the hair releases too much of the color when washed. Causes of unhealthy hair. Bleaching and chemical coloring. When you bleach and dye your hair, you are forcing your cuticles to open so that they become more porous. This act allows for the removal of the previous pigment of your hair color, but it also means that your hair is becoming weaker, making it more prone to breakage, drying, and split ends. Unbalanced diet. More nutrients go to the important parts of the body, and the few remaining are left to the hair, so eat well. Certain hairstyles. Over manipulating hair frequently and tight, heavy styles cause hair damage. These styles load stress directly into the follicle and eventually lead to hair breakage. This is especially seen in areas with the highest tension. Too much hair care. Too much of anything is bad. For example, you don't need to shampoo your hair on a daily basis, as this will strip your hair of its natural sebum production and make it weak, brittle, and dry. This is especially true for curly and coily hair, whose sebum cannot slide down the hair shaft since our follicles are curved. Lack of moisture. If you're not regularly conditioning your hair and keeping it moisturized, you will definitely experience breakage soon. Moisturize your hair and seal it in with an oil, balm, or butter. Hair tools. Using the wrong tools can lead to hair damage due to the mechanical stress they bring. For example, using an afro comb to detangle curly hair instead of a white tooth comb will lead to more breakage. Heat breaks or has the sulfide bonds. If you cannot completely avoid using a blow dry, always use a heat protectant and put the blow dry at a warm or cool setting, never high. Bad routines such as combing dry hair and not using a conditioner after washing your hair with a shampoo. Can you repair damaged hair? You can repair damaged hair depending on the degree of the damage. The usual treatments can be either a moisture or a protein treatment. In more severe cases, a trim or a cut is necessary. Without a trim, the damage will remain and extend to the rest of the hair. How to care for unhealthy hair and prevent further damage. Trim brittle and damaged ends. Avoid chemically dyeing your hair. Use temporary colors instead. Avoid hair relaxers. Avoid using hot styling devices, and especially without a heat protectant. Start a hair regrowth treatment. Use a deep conditioning hair mask once a month. Use a silk bonnet when sleeping, and where possible, put your hair up in a pineapple-like style. Use products with non-toxic ingredients to avoid further damage. Use a gentle cleanser. Harsh shampoos disturb the hair's cuticle and strip moisture, leaving hair dry and thus prone to damage. Look for shampoo with a pH around 5 and moisture-boosting ingredients like humectants such as glycerin and honey. Don't use soap on your hair. Hydrate your hair daily. Use a protein treatment at least once every 6 months. Only wear protective styles. Use a sulfate-free shampoo. Many shampoos contain chemicals such as ammonium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate. This tends to cause dryness and breakage for natural hair. Always use a conditioner after washing your hair. Oil your hair frequently. Moisturize your hair and seal in the moisture. Let your hair breathe. One way to do this is changing your hairstyles. Pre-poo your hair. This is a treatment done before shampooing to help protect the hair against harsh sodium lauryl sulfate agents in shampoos. So, if your shampoo doesn't have these toxic agents, you can skip this step. The SLS strips oils from the hair shaft and erodes the surface of the hair. This happens every time you use the SLS shampoo, and the damage is only seen over time when it accumulates. Cover up your hair during harsh weather conditions such as strong winds carrying dust. Use the right hair tools. Use a wide tooth comb and a detangler when detangling your hair to make the process less damaging and painful. Always start detangling from the ends, never start in the middle. Never comb dry hair. Before combing your hair, make sure it's damp enough or spray it with water. Then comb it in sections, preferably 4 to 8 sections. Clean your scalp. A dirty scalp can cause fungal infections, dandruff, stunted hair growth, and unhealthy hair. Co-washing your hair. This is especially helpful for people with extremely dry hair, which gets stripped of its moisture when using a regular shampoo. Use a clarifying shampoo to get rid of all the dirt. This is especially true if you have low hair porosity. Pay close attention to your hair products. Notice what's working and what's not working, and discontinue the products that may be causing your hair trouble. Hydrate and seal your edges and ends. Be more gentle when handling these parts of the hair, as they are the most fragile. Signs that your natural hair is healthy. You experience shrinkage. This is the contracted form your natural curl pattern takes when it curls up to its full shape. It is that which gives curly coily hair types a unique appearance, but it also gives the illusion of shorter hair. Shrinkage is a sign that your hair strands have been adequately moisturized and are taking their natural form. It is also an indicator of good elasticity. Hair strands that are damaged often have a loose curl pattern than usual, as the internal structure has been altered. This is especially noticeable with heat-damaged hair and relaxed hair. Your strands can spring back to the original color coil. Healthy hair has elasticity. Your hair holds moisture. A healthy hair cuticle is able to readily absorb and lay smoothly while locking in the nourishing ingredients that you have applied to your hair. You have and maintain consistent hair care routines whose positive results are evident. You don't experience a lot of breakage. Your hair maintains its thickness and fullness from root to tip. It does not drastically thin out towards the ends. Dense hair from your roots to your ends signifies that you are retaining a good amount of length and you aren't breaking your hair ends off. Anything else that is the opposite of an unhealthy hair. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and comment down below. Can't wait to interact with you again in our next hair assessment post. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.